Hi, we're here today with Kirsty Rose Parker, who's the founder and director of the Evaluator. Welcome, Kirsty.
Hello.
So do you want to just kick off and tell us a little bit about your business, Kirsty?
Yes, so I'm Kirsty. I'm the founder and director of the Evaluator, and we are a not-for-profit specialist who help charities measure the impact of the work they do.
Oh, wow.
So we work with almost exclusively non-for-profit clients, and we help measure the intangibles that charities and larger organizations have to try and affect change in. So change on a big scale, change that's often intangible and what people often think of as unmeasurable, but we unpick that and measure it for you.
Wow, that's a specialized service then, eh?
Very niche.
Who else is like you out there?
There are others, there are other evaluators. I don't follow them. I'd like to do my own thing.
Right, okay. And what type of charities are you working with?
We work with a range of charities all across the UK. Charities right up in Scotland, right down in Cornwall, London, all over the place. We've got quite a lot in the Northwest because we're based in the Northwest. But we work with a lot of different organisations that are, say, funded by the Arts Council or funded to affect change on a landscape scale. We have a lot of National Lottery Heritage Fund clients, community fund clients, and we also have quite a lot of disability focused clients too.
And how did all that start then?
It's hard to sort of understand how it all came together, but it did. I've been a project manager in a charity for about 16 years in my previous roles. So I was actually like doing the do. And then when I had my youngest son on maternity leave, I was made redundant, and I decided that was time for me to have a rethink really about what I wanted to do. And my background's quite varied. I've got a degree in economics. So I have quite a strong statistical background. So I've always had that. I've also got an MVQ in business advice from a project I did many years ago. So the things sort of all came together when I saw my first evaluation contract advertised. I thought, hang on, I can do all these things. I'm also quite a trained social return investment specialist. So I went for my first evaluation contract, won it, and then thought, actually, this is all the things I love. So this is, my thing. This is my niche. So I started to apply for more and more, and the business has grown from there. So we've been established for about 5 years now, and we're just about to complete our 76th evaluation. So we've been quite busy in that time.
Wow, brilliant. And what would you say differentiates you with other companies that might offer a similar service?
Our USP is that we offer creative evaluation. That's what we're really interested in. We're interested in trying to make evaluation fun for people to take part in, really easy for clients to understand. And by clients, I'm thinking of my not-for-profit charities there. But all the complexity then sits with us. So actually, although these are quite complicated, intangible type measurements, it's fun and simple for someone to take part in, and the end result was fun and simple. And we do all the hard bit in between. And that's what makes us stand apart.
Love that. Fantastic. What was it like during COVID for you?
COVID was a challenge, definitely. We had a few quiet months right at the start where lots of people were waiting to make decisions. And then all of a sudden, I think everybody started realizing that it was going to be here for the long term. So we'd have to start learning to adapt and work. A lot of our charities work with really vulnerable people. So that has been really hard for them. So for example, I have one project that's working with festivals in the music industry and disabled people. So trying to get those two together during COVID has been really, really challenging for them. So we've had a lot of projects that have had a lot of delays, that have had to completely rethink projects, try out and come up with new ways to reach people. We do work with some people who can't easily access the internet, so Zoom isn't an option for them. So we've had lots of things like that to try and deal with, lots of shifting deadlines. Normally we'd be quite well planned and we'd know exactly what was coming up for the next 3 to 6 months. But in COVID times, we haven't been able to do that. We actually developed an organizational resilience checklist for people, talking about how far off you could plan, because actually you just had to accept that you couldn't plan 3 months ahead anymore. You had to deal with what was coming up in the next sort of month to 6 weeks. But ultimately, it's been quite positive for us because we've picked up lots of new clients all across the UK. I am suddenly much easier able to compete in London, which is a higher priced market. So there's been a lot of positives. I've grown the team, the business has grown, our turnover has grown rapidly. So COVID hasn't held us back in any way. It's just made us pivot a bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing how many companies have benefited as a result. And because of they've adapted. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
so what does the future look? What does the future look like? What are the challenges ahead for you?
Well, the future looks pretty rosy, but I would say that, being Kirsty Rose Parker, I imagine, and I am an eternal optimist, so that's for sure. We are hoping to keep growing, and we are refining the products that we offer. One of the projects that we've run as a creative evaluation is called 72 Seasons, where we've developed a way for people to improve their well-being through noticing nature on a day-to-day basis. You can take part from your doorstep, you don't have to go out and about. We're hoping to develop a product about that. So actually going to have a product that people can work with. So we won't just be focused on services anymore. We'll be starting to explore a little bit into a product market. And the other thing that we're hoping to do is offer a service working with arts organisations, specifically to help them get up to speed for the data returns they need to do for the Arts Council. And that's the first of its kind in the UK, and we're currently developing that. It's something very much needed, because a lot of art organisations are incredibly creative, doing amazing stuff, but data might not be their strong point, and chances are they probably can't afford a full-time data manager. So what we're doing is almost going to give them a bit of access to high quality data staff on a part-time basis. So that's going to be quite innovative as well. So there's two things happening alongside the building the business, which is the core business, which is we're growing with working with new clients, but we also have great client retention. So we have client retention about 75% at this moment in time, sometimes higher, but on a whole, on average, probably about 75% of our clients come back. So each year, we not only pick up new clients, we work with our existing again as well. Every time they have a new project, they're coming back to us because they like our methods.
Brilliant. That's great, bringing creativity along with creative evaluation.
Yes.
Perfect combination. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So what have you learnt over the time that you've been in business?
So many things. Oh my gosh, the list is amazing. When you are running your own business, you have to know everything. You have to do everything. So Google is your friend. Tutorials are amazing. I mean, just the amount of stuff you have to get your head around: payroll systems, advertising, marketing, Google Analytics, QuickBooks was the latest, VAT registration. You know, there's always something new that you have to get to grips with. And do try and seek out as many freelance supporters as you can, because actually that makes it much easier to pay experts to do those things, because you can't do it all yourself. You just have to understand it all yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So if you were starting a business again, or somebody else was starting a business again, what would you do differently, and what advice would you give to them?
I wouldn't do anything differently. I have no regrets. It's all gone great. It's tiring. So you do have to look after yourself. That's the important bit. When it's your business, when you're the founder, when it's all reliant on your ideas, you have to put aside time for self-care, which is a real buzzword these days, but it matters. You know, actually, you know, I do need to make sure that I do go for a walk, I do clear the decks, I do spend some time doing something that isn't thinking about work. Life's got a lot easier for me since I've got an office and I'm no longer working at home. I switch off better, but I wouldn't change a thing. Every piece of the puzzle all adds up, and every time you sort of what you think of as a failure, you learn so much from it that it just makes you come back stronger. So perseverance is a real key business skill, I think.
Failure is a learning opportunity, and
Absolutely.
some great advice there as well. Awesome. Thank you very much, Kirsty. That's fantastic. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.